What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode. We got episode 107. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Wasn't doing too good because, lost the fantasy, but, football team is doing good. We got NBA coming back. And then let's get right into it, man. We got the NFL.
His rookie not that he's going to have plenty of money and be fine, but, you're looking for that next big contract, looking to solidify yourself as a starter in the league. Like, the last thing you want to do is come out with an injury, or especially a head injury. But, I was just listening a lot to Ted Johnson today, former Patriots linebacker who had something similar happen where he had a concussion and then, 4 days later got another one. And he's just like, it's not your body just needs time to recover from that first one. And if you don't, it basically just extends it. Right. Like, so he's like, yeah, the reason they have that protocol is because, if you have a concussion, it typically takes a couple days and everything kind of settles out, and then you're not foggy, you're kind of back to normal. It's just, the more that you get, the longer it takes to recover. And then if you have two in a short period, it's just, your body just doesn't know how to react. So they obviously made a huge mistake on against the Bills on last Sunday. Everyone that saw the clip knew what was going on there, and the fact that they said he wasn't in concussion protocol was, asinine. And then for him to bang his head like that again on Thursday night, worst case scenario for Tua, I think.
Oh, yeah. And the crazy thing is that the Thursday night hit against the Bengals didn't even look that bad. But
it didn't. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah, which is the crazy thing. But, it's also probably also on the player as well because, I feel like also these teams need to protect the player from themselves because a lot of these players, despite the injuries, they still want to play.
Yep. Agreed. And that's what those independent guys are supposed to do. They're supposed to, be unbiased, go in and say, look, he smashed his head on the turf. We're taking him in.
Yeah, definitely, man.
You didn't even have to see him hit his head. He got back up, wobbled, like he had 15 beers and then, could barely get to his feet. So it didn't take a genius to figure out what was going on.
Oh, yeah, that definitely wasn't a back thing because if it was, he'd have been slow getting up. Overall, it's going to be interesting as well because just to see how things play out for him. He's also been a quarterback that's been injured a lot. So who knows? This might shorten his career by years. So we're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, you never know with these kind of head injuries. It's all kind of like feel as to when he can get back.
Oh, yeah. It would suck as well because they got a lot of potential on that team. But, maybe this is the sign that Tom Brady's going there next year. So we'll wait and see. And then we had the Giants and the Bears. Another close game. Giants pulled through. Danny Dimes went out with a ankle injury. Then Tyrod Taylor came in first play through an interception. Dabo said, "I'm not all right. We're gonna put Barkley at quarterback." And they started running like a Wildcat type offense just to get the ball directly in Barkley's hands. To run out that clock towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Not much I can say about the coaching job they're doing over there, with Daboll and, making the best of the situation based off the staff he has. Odell's been spotted in New Jersey. Hopefully they can do something with that. But if I'm Odell, I probably wouldn't come back to New York. Just how things played out. But he went to check on Shepard, tore his ACL, and also catch up with Barkley. So, they're all good friends. But, maybe they can put the bug in his ear to come back. They don't got a quarterback, so. Ain't nobody throw.
I was gonna say who's gonna throw him the ball.
They did have some plays where they had Odell at quarterback and he threw it to Barkley, and then maybe, I don't know, man. But it's gonna be an interesting season. Even though we're 3-1, I'm not putting much behind the record. I'm glad that we're able to beat the teams that we should beat. But ultimately, I want us to get a great first round pick. But that helped that we beat the Bears because we got their first round pick. So hopefully the Bears tank out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think the Bears are in trouble over there. The Giants, I think that they are getting some good coaching from Dayball, opportune opponents, and like you said, they're winning games against bad teams, which you should do, right? So I think that at the very least it'll help morale in the short term, and then if you can get to 9-8, something like that, and it's just something to build on, right?
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, man, but that's the thing. It's a double-edged sword, right? You want your team to win, but then also that there's so many holes on the team that you rather get the better draft pick. But
right,
you can't really rely on free agency like that, like you can win football, because there's just too many positions, right? You get one good player, but it won't change the whole dynamic of the team unless it's a quarterback. But ain't no good quarterbacks like that really hitting the market. So
right.
And then we had the Titans and the Colts. I mean, Titans pretty much run buck wild on the Colts. The Colts are one of those teams too that need a quarterback. They got a bunch of different pieces in place, but that quarterback position has been holding them down, man. They need to go back to Andrew Luck or something, man. They need to pay him some crazy deal to come back.
He ain't coming back. Guy's happy as can be. Matt Ryan's a fumbling machine. He's obviously, a shell of what he used to be. Jonathan Taylor's off to a little bit of a slow start, a little beat up. I think they're just a lot of it. I think just has to be with being, just injured. The defense is beat up. Shaq Leonard's out. They've just been beat up a little bit here early on, and putting a less than mediocre quarterback at the helm is not doing the trick. So. Yeah, they've been trying to kind of piece something together at quarterback until they can get the right guy in there. It might be time to pull the plug.
Yeah, man, I feel like they're one of those teams too. Got a lot of talent at other positions, but the fact that you don't have that quarterback, you're going to be wasting some great players' years. But I mean, hopefully they can figure it out through the draft this year. But it also feels like they didn't really try to get a quarterback in the draft, or I feel like there's not many people they like. As far as free agency, they're pretty much stuck with like the B and C tier quarterbacks. So, I mean, the only way they're going to do it is through the draft. But I feel like the past few years they didn't have a first round pick because, they traded away some picks, when they got the, what deal was that? They traded away their first round pick for somebody. I forget who it was.
Wentz.
Yeah. But I think they did it before that too. Before they got him. I don't remember
Phil
what it was
Rivers.
for. Yeah, maybe it was for Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, they've just been cobbling stuff together left and right here the last 3 years.
They're gonna have to go through the draft or get lucky with one of these quarterbacks leaving their team. But like I said, some of these teams are not letting quarterbacks get away that easily. So then we had the Commanders and the Cowboys. Cowboys make light work of the Commanders. Wentz looks terrible. I don't know, man. I feel like since Chase is now on that team, man, their defense is terrible. Offensively, they got weapons at all the positions, and they can't do anything, man.
Yeah, they they I feel like they do have like decent offensive weapons. You got Samuel, Dotson, McLaurin, Gibson. You'll have Brian Robinson back shortly. Is Wentz that bad? Because I think their offensive line is like halfway serviceable too.
Yeah, man. I was just saying, I don't know. It can't be the quarterback that's bumming it that bad.
It might be because
he does hold the ball a little bit too long at times.
Think about like that Colts team too. Like they had Taylor, Pittman, all those guys, and they went 9-8, missed the playoffs. So
yeah, but I feel like some of those players still had a good year. I mean, Taylor did, but I mean, on this team, nobody's really having a good year. But I feel like every time they get down to the red zone, he's throwing to Dotson, which I appreciate, but
yeah,
it doesn't seem like they're really running the ball much. Maybe they're really waiting for Robinson to come back. Maybe he makes the difference. Maybe they go more of a play action type of play style where there's more on the run game. They're doing short passes or sweeps to those receivers that are not really receiver, but what's his name? He was a receiver, but he's a running back now.
Patterson.
Oh yeah, Patterson and what's his name?
Gibson.
Gibson, yeah.
He was a Memphis guy. He was kind of half receiver, half running back.
Yeah. So I mean, I said they got the weapons, man. I mean, maybe they got to figure some things out offensively to get the ball out of his hands quicker, so he's not making too many decisions, not holding the ball too long.
Right.
And then that defense has to step up. I mean, that defense has fell off from what we seen like 2 years ago when they were number one in the league as far as sacks, turnovers. I mean, just a wrecking crew. I mean, especially that front four once everybody comes back healthy.
Yeah.
Then we had the Bills and the Ravens with another great game. Fortunately, our boy Lamar gave it away towards the end of the game and let the Bills get back in it. Seems like that's his Achilles heel, man. Them Bills, man. That Bills secondary.
Yeah, they got off to a good start too. They were up 20-3, and they just couldn't get anything going after that. And I think a lot of people are pissed at Harbaugh about going for it, but I don't. And to Harbaugh's credit, he always stands up after the game and kind of gives everyone a rundown. I mean, he didn't think his defense could stop Josh Allen, so it was too much time. He didn't want to kick a field goal and have Allen come down and score a touchdown. And basically, he was just like, you know what, it's gonna cost. We're gonna go for it. If Lamar wants to go for it, let's go for it. And because we don't want to lose this game because we kicked the field goal here. So I don't blame him for the call. Just didn't turn out how he wanted it to. If you're gonna not convert that one, you like to keep them at the 3-yard line, so they have to go 97 yards. But the interception in the back of the end zone wasn't great.
Well, another thing that was surprising to me as well is that the Ravens drafted what's his name? The guy, the big safety from Notre Dame. Oh, Hamilton, right? Kyle Hamilton, right? He doesn't even play. I feel like he doesn't even play in this.
I thought I've seen him a few times.
Because they were showing like the starting lineup or whatever, and they showed Williams, they showed Peters. I forget who the other corner is, and the other safety. And I was like, where the hell is he? I was like looking for him throughout the game. I barely saw him, so I was surprised about that too.
He's there.
I mean, overall, I feel like this is Lamar's monkey. He's going to have to get off his back if he's trying to get to the next level.
It is. That's one he can't get past for some reason.
Yeah, and then once he gets past that one, there's gonna be another one right behind that one. So
KC.
Yep.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, they played the Buccaneers. I mean, your boy Patrick Mahomes is nickel and diamond out there on the field, like John Stockton throwing assist. Offensively, I mean, they look great. I mean, even though there's no Tyreek Hill, I mean, they're not as explosive, but I mean, they're definitely getting the job done. The way he passes the ball, just so many targets to get open. Or so many guys that he can throw to that can get open, especially Kelsey, man. I think just the one thing about them is their defense. They're going to have to stop somebody, man. It seems like that's one of the things they struggle against.
Yeah. No, it's true. I did think the offense looked good. I think they're, again, the KC offense spreading the ball around. The Tampa Bay just looks a little, I don't know, gassed, beat up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brady got hit a couple times. Evans was good. They have no running game.
Well, I don't know, man.
3 or 4 carries.
It looks like White's going to be getting more playing time now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should pick him back up. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, the Chiefs are in great position.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the only thing, like I said, is just their defense.
Yeah.
Can they stop somebody when it matters? They got a few guys on that defense that can possibly get to the quarterback, possibly get a sack. But I think for them offensively, they got to show up. Otherwise, if they don't, it's going to be a rough day for them.
I agree.
Then we had the Jags and the Eagles. I mean, not too much here. We thought the Jags were going to put up more of a fight, but I mean, the Eagles just show how great they are as a team. I pretty much look like one of the best teams in the NFL. They're gonna be a hard out for a lot of people, man.
They are. They absolutely are.
The run game's on point. Passing game's on point. Defense is there. I mean, they had five takeaways against the Jags, man.
Yeah, the Eagles look legit. I think Eagles fans are probably beside themselves right now on how happy they are. Jalen Hurts is again, we talked about it a few times, throwing a good ball. Even though he had a pick there that was tipped, I don't think they didn't. He didn't fold. He didn't press. Just played their game, and they got right back into it.
We gotta see how long this can hold up, and are they gonna get hit with the experience bug come playoff time when it gets down to the big games? Because that's when you really get to see the true test of a great team when it gets to that time. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how things pan out.
Absolutely.
Then we had your Jets and the Steelers, man. How are you feeling after the game, man?
Pretty good. I think overall they played a decent game. But I think what I was most impressed about was just the last drive from Wilson, getting him down the field, getting into the end zone. Didn't look rushed, didn't look hurried, looked comfortable, hitting the open guys and not panicking, not rushing. I thought they did a good job of time management, which has always been an Achilles heel for the Jets. And yeah, I thought they did great at that piece. I mean, I know, they had Kenny Pickett come in, so they didn't really, he was okay, I guess. But, Pittsburgh I don't think is very good. So we'll have to see if the Jets can do it against some better teams coming up here.
Oh yeah, but it also looks like the Steelers are going with Pickett for the rest of the season. So
yeah, and again, I don't hate that. I think it's the right move. I felt like Mitch was there to kind of push somebody, but I think that you might as well go Pickett at this point. I don't think Mitch is giving you anything.
Yeah, he's not giving you much of a difference. You might as well get the young quarterback in there and let him flourish. See what he's made of, and decide whether or not you're going to move off him come next season, or if he's going to be a staple in your offense. So then we had the Raiders and the Broncos. Raiders beat the Broncos. Broncos are suspect, man. Like fool's gold, man. I don't know what's going on over there.
I don't know what to think about them.
Yeah, man. I don't know if it's like the coaching staff or I don't know what it is, man. It just don't make no sense, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't know. They played the Raiders, who I'm not sure if they're very good either. But Raiders, obviously took them down. But I think they had high hopes with Russell Wilson coming in. Russ was better, I guess, past week. Still doesn't really look like the same guy. And now they have, I would say their best running back is down, Javonte Williams, out for the year. You got, Melvin who fumbles the ball every down. Gordon the third out there. They just signed Latavius Murray off Saints practice squad. So yeah, I thought they'd be better with like Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, and they drafted that tight end that they really liked. I'm just surprised that Russ has been as bad as he has been. So yeah, I don't know. Is it a scheme thing? Is it the play caller? Is the head coach? It's hard to tell so far.
Yeah, man. As I said, we're gonna have to see what at some point in time, Russ was gonna have to take over the team and get them to where they need to go. Otherwise, it's gonna be a long season for them, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the Rams and the 49ers. I mean, like I said, man, I'm skipping that game. Looks like 49ers ran all over the Rams again, as they do in the regular season against that team. I feel like during the season, the Rams cannot beat them, but during the playoffs is a different story. So
we talked about this last week, and now 7 in a row. Shanahan has beaten McVay in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The 49ers are a weird team. They looked like crap against the Broncos last week. They come out and then defense. The defense was fine, but I think the Broncos' offense just stinks. And then they come out this week, and Jimmy G's hucking it all around the field. Wilson, had a nice long touchdown run, looks good. But then they kind of like disappear. But then the defense is strong. Obviously holding the Rams to no touchdowns and having Stafford turn the ball over a few times. So yeah, just interesting. That team is just an enigma for me. I like the coaching, and they've obviously they have a good defense. It's just what team are you going to get?
Right. I feel like they're one of those teams that play to their competition, but in certain games they get up for. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Week 5 coming up in NFL. There's a few games here to check out. I mean, there's the Colts and the Broncos. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna skip that game too, man. Two teams that are kind of struggling, trying to find themselves. And that's the Thursday night game too.
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully the Broncos could get it together. I mean, otherwise, like I said, it's gonna be a long season for them, man. Not to because they didn't really play anybody yet. So I mean, they're gonna have the Chiefs twice. I mean, Chargers. I mean, it's about to get ugly for them if they don't figure out something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a game I have no interest in watching.
Yeah, and then we got the Giants and the Packers. That's going to be the London game, so that's going to be on like 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. I mean, I hope the Giants can pull it off. I like the way they're using Saquon. Hopefully, he stays healthy.
Yeah,
one of the top backs in the league right now. But I mean, we got to figure out something with this quarterback, man.
Yeah, I know. What is the plan for the weekend? Is Daniel Jones going to try to do that?
I mean, he has to, man. His career is on the line right now. So he's got right now he's playing either to be a starting quarterback or he's playing to be a backup somewhere. If you can't be a viable backup, at least, I mean, he's going to get ran about the league, kind of like your boy Rosen. So
Yep.
I mean, he can run the ball out the pocket, but when it's time to read a defense and hit that receiver open, can he do it?
Yeah, I mean that's been the issue, right? I mean, got the legs, can move around. Seems like he's got some awareness. It's just, can he hit the open guy?
I feel like he's gonna go to the Colts and turn it around over there, man. Oh man! And then we got the Dolphins and the Jets. Definitely a winnable game for you guys. I think Bridgewater's probably gonna be playing that game. Looking forward to another smack talk session with your boy Sauce and Hill.
Oh yeah.
How do you like your chances in that game?
I mean, I like it. I think Bridgewater's, he's fine. It's just gonna be what can the Jets offense do? Because I think the Dolphins probably still get 20 to 24 points somewhere in there. So can the Jets score on them is more where my concern is at. Because you still got Hill over there, you still got Waddle, you still got the weapons. That doesn't change. Obviously, Bridgewater, different quarterback, but yeah, I think it just depends on how the Jets offense plays. I do like them in the game, but we need a good Zach Wilson to show up.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could be done. As I said, you guys can definitely control the pace. Keep their offense off the field, and then make a few stops here and there. You're right in that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have the Chargers and the Browns. I mean, that should be a decent game, but pretty much rolling with the Chargers to win that one.
Yeah, I can tell you how this one's going to play out. The Chargers are going to get up big early. They're going to let the Browns claw their way back, and it's going to turn into whoever has the ball last to hit a field goal.
I mean, pretty much. I do hope the Chargers can pull it around too, man. They're one of those other teams as well. A bunch of talent. They got the quarterback, but they just missing something, man. I don't know what it is. Yeah. They're not able to close yet, man. Once they figure that out, they're going to be a dangerous team.
Yeah, I agree.
Then we got the Eagles and the Cardinals. No offense to these Cardinals, but I feel like they're going to get smoked. They're going to get their boots smoked against these Eagles.
Yeah, I don't know. This is another team I can't figure out.
I kind of feel like they're like the Chargers as well, where like they're missing something. But I feel like for the Cardinals, is more the quarterback compared to the Chargers.
It's just I forget, I saw a stat somewhere the Cardinals have scored only like 15 or 16 points in the first half. I don't know if that sounds right, but they haven't scored the first half, and they're coming from behind, which is weird for the this Cardinals team, because typically they're up early and blowing leads late. So maybe it's just not having Nuke there, and I guess not next week, but the week after we'll be able to tell what this team is. But Marquise Brown has been good. Connor, hasn't really been there. It's really just been Ertz and Brown. And Murray hasn't really even run the ball. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of like taking out part of why he's so dynamic. So, I like the Eagles here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals could put something together.
Yeah, but then also I feel like the Cardinals are kind of like the Bills without Diggs right now. So they're waiting for their Diggs, aka Hopkins, to come back, and then I think that's going to change their team. But ultimately, I don't think it shouldn't be that much of a difference with all those other weapons they have.
Mm-hmm.
Especially got an offensive head coach, man.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then we got the Cowboys and the Rams. That should be a decent game. Both teams the Rams looking to bounce back. The Cowboys looking to keep pace with the Eagles until Dak comes back. The backup quarterback been looking good on the Cowboys, man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Cooper Rush. He's 3-0. Yeah, he's been great. I think the defense looks good.
Mm-hmm.
The Gallup's back. I think the offense will get a little bit more dynamic. Obviously, you have Pollard out rushing Zeke. Continues to outperform, and I like the Cowboys in this one, to be honest. I think that the Rams are still trying to figure out what's going on, how to get back into sync, and Stafford looks a little bit off early, and Akers and running game isn't there yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys come in and win this game. Yeah,
I feel like the Rams lost too many pieces to be that elite like they were last year,
mm-hmm.
Especially on the offensive line. They're missing Odell. another receiver that can get the ball quick and run with it. But they're trying to adjust. They did bring in some pieces like Robinson, but it hasn't really clicked yet. So
yeah, yep.
And then I feel like they got to get a running back, man. I don't know if it's Akers is always out, Henderson's here and there, but
yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. They got to figure out what's going on with Akers and do something there.
Then we got some in-division games. I mean, we're gonna have the Bengals and the Ravens. That should be a good game. I mean, two teams trying to put their stamp on the division. It's kind of up in the air right now. Even though the Bengals won it last year, the Bengals are trying to get back to form, like that Super Bowl form they got to, even though they didn't win. And then the Ravens just trying to adjust and figure out some things offensively. Because as far as them, as far as it being late games when Lamar needs to throw the ball to win the game, he hasn't really proven it yet. So, but definitely looking forward to seeing this game.
Yeah, me too.
And then we have the Raiders and the Chiefs. I hate to say it, but the Chiefs gonna make light work of these Raiders, man.
I don't think you're wrong there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Patty threw another 4 or 5 touchdowns on them. But as long as he throw them all to Kelsey, man, it doesn't matter.
It would be very Raiders, however, if
they won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That's just that some of these division games, some people get up for these games more than
they do.
And any of the other games, because the hate for Patrick Mahomes is so strong that people might play out of their minds this game.
Right. The Detroit coming into New England should be an interesting game. Detroit being the highest scoring offense, or one of the higher scoring offenses in the league. How how Bill handles them coming in against a team that is going to have a backup, I guess, third stringer going out there most likely. And how they keep up with points, and I think the Patriots defense has been exposed a little bit at times. So this could if Detroit can come in and beat them and knock the Patriots to 1-4, I think that it would be eye opening, I guess, for the New England crowd.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. I feel like New England needs weapons, and I think they've been delaying the process for so long. It's catching up to them, man.
Yep, absolutely.
But definitely when I was wait and see, man. I really do feel bad for Detroit, man. They try so hard to win, man. It's just like a curse, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely, hopefully things turn around for them. So.
Yep.
Then on to the NBA. Not too much here, but we're getting ready for the season to kick off soon. I know Blake Griffin signed to the Celtics. I know wasn't your best option that you wanted, but it definitely gives you guys some help. How you guys feeling about the signing?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a depth piece. It's not really costing any money. Like, why not give him a chance to come in? And he got on like a 2-game hot streak there in the playoffs. We got some time in Brooklyn. But yeah, he could be fine. Again, you're not relying on a ton of minutes from him, so why not? And he, from all accounts, he's a good locker room guy. So. Yeah, I'm game with that. I guess I'm more interested to see how some of these guys coming back from injuries look. You got Jamal Murray in Denver, you got Kawhi back in Los Angeles, and you got your boy Ben Simmons there back in Brooklyn. How you feel about those 3 starts last night?
That was definitely some interesting ones. The fact that the 76ers smoked Brooklyn out their boots. And, there was no Embiid, there was no Harden. And the fact that, Brooklyn has some starters play kind of says a lot. But also shows that, this team hasn't really gelled. There's a lot to be decided on this team as far as, each player's roles, and how many games are they all going to play together? That was a big thing last year, that pretty much Kyrie didn't play any, home games, and there were some injuries here and there, between everybody, and as well as Simmons. So, but ultimately they got the pieces. Ben Simmons is probably gonna be like their Draymond, guard the best offensive player, and then he's able to get rebounds and go, and then pretty much those guys can spot up and shoot. But he's gonna have to work on this game, man. I feel like him not being able to shoot still gonna hurt them in the long run. And then we had your boy Murray's back. I know you was excited about that.
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how things pan out for the Nuggets. I mean, they're one of those teams that could have possibly went to the finals. What was it, 2 years ago when everybody was healthy, but then guys were getting injured in the what was it, the finals or the semifinals?
It was the quarterfinals.
Final, oh yeah. So I mean, they're definitely a contender. They're always in the mix. The Joker, reigning MVP. Definitely looking forward to seeing how things pan out. Especially what's the name is back to
Michael Porter.
Yeah, Porter.
Yeah, that team at full strength should be pretty good if Murray's back and Porter's healthy. Obviously, Jokic. They got a good core there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we seen what the Joker could do without those guys. So
right, exactly.
Even if they just ease them in here and there, as obviously as you get closer to the playoffs, they pick up more minutes. It's definitely gonna be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Lakers, they got smoked preseason. It was a preseason game, but it was against the Kings, man. The Lakers don't play any defense, man. That's gonna be the Achilles heel all year, man.
Yeah, it will be. I just, I don't think LeBron and Davis can do it all year long, and who knows how many games Davis is going to play. And yeah, they're gonna get beat up.
Yeah, man, I feel bad for LeBron, man. He's going to be putting out his max effort out there. I think mainly just to get the record over Kareem, but he's going to get that quick. But it's going to be a lot of frustration going on during the season with him.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
We're definitely looking forward to the season starts. We got 2 more weeks from today, so
yep,
they're kicking off on Tuesday night on TNT. So
yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be good to have basketball back on the TV for sure.
Oh yeah, you got basketball during the week, got football on the weekend.
It's a good time to be alive, Rich. MLB playoffs.
Yep, it's gonna be great, man. People might not see me for a while, man.
See you guys after Christmas.
Yeah. Then on to MLB. We got your boy Judge. I think he just hit 62.
He did. Yep.
Making his way up there. So.
I think he was definitely pressing here for the last couple weeks with 61 and 62. So it was good to see him get it done tonight, and then he can rest until the playoffs start now next week, which it looks like they'll probably play Tampa.
Yeah, but I don't know if he would rest. I think he would still try to bang out maybe another home run or two. But
I mean, maybe they only have one game left, so maybe he plays tomorrow. But they already took him out tonight, so I don't know. My guess is he doesn't play tomorrow. He's really been the only guy that's been consistently in the lineup down the stretch here, and maybe he DHs. I don't know.
Yeah, but I also feel like you don't want him to get cold.
Yeah. Again, it's one day, so I'm not overly concerned about it. They're going to have time off anyway, so they're going to have to figure out a way to stay warm.
Yeah, they got to do something. So.
Yeah.
And then on the NL side, I mean, it's pretty much same culprits: Dodgers, Mets, Braves, and then your boy Pujols is over 700. I think we forgot to mention that too.
Mm-hmm.
In a special class of hitters of all time. Was only 5 other people, or 4, including him, 4 other people, or 5 other people in there?
It's him, Ruth, Aaron, and Bonds.
Yeah, so I mean that's a great pool to be in.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's good to see him get it done. I think that was a goal when he started the season, and wasn't looking so hot at the All-Star break, and he just turned it on, and now they're in the playoffs, so I think that. Good for him to get back in the playoffs in his last season as well. Oh yeah,
definitely looking forward to see what he does. I mean, he's pretty much it's one of those careers you pretty much he did everything. There's not much you could say about him as a bad person on the bad level. I mean,
right.
He's always known as a great teammate, lovable guy. Was out of the drug scandal, so to say. Just an overall. What they call Iron Man of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. Got a brand new edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so because I was traveling this past week, going can do one I haven't done before. Favorite wedding foods. So we'll do an appetizer and a meal because I'm coming back from a wedding this weekend. So I'll hit it off. But favorite appetizer at a wedding, I go with the classic scallop wrapped with bacon. Had some this weekend. I think they did a light breading and fry on the scallop and then wrapped it with bacon and baked it.
Ooh.
It actually came out really good.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I used to do these stuffed potatoes with scallops and bacon. I would wrap the bacon in the wrap the scallop in the bacon,
Mm-hmm.
and make so I do I'll wrap some scallops in bacon, and then I'll take some like half of them and like chop them up,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll stuff the potato with it,
Mm-hmm.
throw some cheese on top with some sour cream. That was my joint.
Cool. That actually sounds really good too. So what's your go-to appetizer, Rich? Favorite appetizer?
Favorite appetizer, like all time?
At a wedding appetizer.
Wedding?
Wedding appetizer, yeah.
Wedding appetizer? That's a good one. Well, that's the thing. I've been to some funky weddings where they had like what you call it? Like egg rolls. Those are pretty good.
Okay.
Like they have the egg rolls. They'll have like the steak and cheese egg rolls.
Okay. Yep.
I'm trying to think what else. Other ones that stood out. I've been to a few that have like some type of meatballs, but not like the spaghetti.
Yeah, I know.
Red sauce. Yeah. I forget what kind of sauce it is over the meatballs. I'm trying to think what else. At weddings, appetizers. I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've been to a wedding. No, I went to one last year. Yeah. Pretty much, I would probably have to say like those, like egg rolls or like the steak and the cheesesteak egg rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that.
Okay.
What about you?
That was the scallops wrapped in bacon. That's my go-to. I'm pretty basic, but that's I love those, and really only eat them at weddings or sometimes on Christmas.
I feel like I've never had that at a wedding.
Scallops wrapped in bacon?
Yeah, I feel like I've never had that at a wedding.
You ain't going to enough weddings by the ocean then.
Yeah, probably. Everybody having theirs in what you call it, freaking somewhere in Massachusetts.
Hartford.
Yeah.
Springfield.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's also. Yeah, I've never had that at a wedding.
Oh yeah, so good. All right, so for entree, I'll give you mine, but favorite entree. I'll never forget this one. This is it was in Princeton, Mass, or somewhere up in the northern part of Massachusetts. We had a wedge salad that had homemade ranch dressing and cheddar cheese crumbles on it, and that was then paired with a beef tenderloin with mashed potatoes and some sort of garlic mashed potatoes and some sort of veggie. And it's probably one of the best meals I've ever had.
Oh wow, that sounds good though.
Yeah, it was really good. This past weekend was really good too. It was different. It was a braised short rib. It was actually really good over a little mashed potatoes with a cheesy broccoli on the side, which it was also very tasty. But that's what kind of made me think of this.
Yeah, that just reminded me of we had took my mom out for her like birthday, and we took her to this like this steak place in New Rochelle where like they bring you all the different types of meats, and they had like some type of like steak. I don't know, I forget what kind it was, but it just like melts in your mouth when you eat it, man. It was so good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of like the skirt steak when I went to Puerto Rico.
Mm. So is that your go-to at a wedding, just the steak meal?
Yeah, it's normally the steak, but honestly, I do like to try the fish, like if they have fish or like salmon. But I feel like sometimes, man, you go to weddings, some people, their taste buds are not the same. And like, because sometimes you ever go to a wedding and like with like Michelle or something, like she'll get the steak or she'll and you like, all right, I'll try the fish and we'll split it.
Yeah.
And then you get the salmon or something. You're like, what the fuck is this, man? I should have got the damn steak.
I know. Been there. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, man.
There's a couple times where I've gotten like the beef and she got the chicken. And we were gonna just like I was gonna try some of hers. Like I forget whose wedding it was, but it was like a maple sauce chicken. It was like incredible, and the steak was like dry and flavorless. I was son of a.
Yeah, that's sometimes it's hit or miss with like when you go to weddings, man. Yeah. But I mean, definitely I mean, it's good though because you get to see, try different things that you might not got to try on a regular because some of those things is like specialties as far as like the appetizers and stuff. And they have open bars, so that's always fun. And then what would you guys drink that down with this week?
All right, so this is another local brewery. It's it's actually in Indian Trail, just south of Charlotte. It's a town that we're currently close to. It's called Sweet Union Brewery. Really neat little place. They got a bunch of pinball machines in there. It's kind of like an early treehouse type feel in there, which is kind of cool. But the beer tonight was it's called Astro Haze Dactyl. So their flagship is Astro Pterodactyl. This is a kind of a hazier version, actually lower ABV than their Pterodactyl, but this one has Amarillo hops, Idaho 7. It just makes a really kind of citrusy, hazy type IPA, and it was probably one of the better, probably the best New England style IPA I've had since we moved to the area. It was just really good. It was smooth, good aftertaste, just really juicy, and was kind of in the mood for something like that. Thought they did a really good job on it. Even grabbed a 4-pack to go. Thought it was again good beer. I'd probably give it an 8.0.
Oh, that's perfect, man.
It was solid, very good.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones in the wild, man.
Yeah, it was solid. The place is great. Again, I had a couple of their different beers that were pretty good. They just got a good vibe. They actually had this is non-alcoholic, but they have a cold brew shandy. So it's a cold brew coffee mixed with lemonade, and they have it on Nitro Tap. And I was just like curious. For some reason in my head, I wasn't thinking that they would actually mix coffee with beer. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's like a mix between like a cold brew coffee and a latte, because they had a latte on tap too. And I was like, hey, can I just try this? I'm really like curious, and it actually wasn't that bad. It was kind of like almost like a refreshing coffee drink, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's like a pick me up, just like
like you want something refreshing, but you don't want like the full coffee feeling. It was actually pretty good. The bartender was like, you don't know how many reactions we get like that, where you're like kind of like, do I want to try this? And then you're like, actually, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with that, man. I mean,
cool place for sure.
The best of both worlds.
Yep.
Then that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then for this week, for the BRRs, still going through some shows. Mentioned C before, say it every time, man. Definitely a good show. Raising Kanan's a good show as well. If you ever watched Power, it's like the spinoff about the 50 Cent character, Kanan. Then outside of that, I mean, you got She-Hulk. It's okay, man. Like I said before, in the middle of the pack as far as the Marvel shows. Then we have, we got Dahmer. Actually become the number one show on Netflix for the opening weekend.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean they did like 192 million or 196 million people watch it the opening weekend. I think it ranks like 5th or some all time for like Netflix shows, like most watched shows. But I mean, definitely getting the buzz. I read somewhere the guy that plays Dahmer, they signed him for like 5 years.
Did they really?
Yeah. But I mean, he's a great actor, man. He plays great at those like spooky, like weird roles. I mean, we seen him in the first season of American Horror Story. I feel like he's been playing like similar roles ever since. But I mean, he kills those roles. I would love to see him in some other stuff. I mean, we saw him in some Marvel stuff, but some different type of roles, so to say, just to see his like range as an actor.
Yeah, he was good, and they had him. He looked exactly like Dahmer. So.
Oh yeah, he did.
They did a good job, and again, you talk about how he does that creepy kind of vibe really well.
Yeah, I wonder how he is as a real person. Like if he's like remotely close to any of those characters you played, or he's like the total opposite.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny.
And then I'm hearing some good things about this horror movie Smile, even though it's like a remake of a short film from like 2020. I think 2020. That's why I look familiar when but I mentioned it before. But definitely gonna go check that out when I get a chance. You know, Hocus Pocus 2 came out. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I didn't, but I've heard it was awful.
Oh, I didn't watch it, man. Thank goodness.
A lot of the reviews I saw were just awful.
Yeah, man. I didn't hear. Honestly, I don't really know anybody that watched it. I don't really remember the first one too well, even though supposedly it was like a great movie. But I was definitely one of those movies I was going to check out when I had time. I wasn't really rushing to watch it. So, and then we had House of Dragons, man, episode 7. I mean, we're still in the same time jump. You know, things are getting really spicy. We're seeing the little factions separate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the queen called out the princess. You know, the king is still trying to deny the claim, but everybody knows what's going on. We got to see the young, what's his name, Aegon?
Which one?
The one I got the dragon now?
Aemon.
Aemon.
Aegon's the older one.
Oh, yeah. Aemon get the lose an eye. He said, I lost an eye, but I gained a dragon.
You know what's funny about that? Right before he said it, when he was like, "It's okay, Mom," I was like, in my head, I was thinking, he lost an eye, but at least he's got a dragon now.
Yeah.
And then he said it, I was like, oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, and supposedly it's like a line from the book as well. So
is it?
No fans were super geeked about that. But overall, man, it was a great episode, man. There was a lot going on. It sets up a lot for what's to come. I mean, this is what we were waiting for as far as Game of Thrones. So definitely looking forward to it, man.
I do wish, there were some like darker scenes again, and like it's just so hard to see some things like that. And I know they try to do it on purpose, but sometimes it just gets annoying.
Yeah, I had to close my blinds and cut all make sure like there was no light reflecting off the TV, so I can see it. Yeah, but like I said, that's probably what they did on purpose. But
for sure. But other than that, great episode. Like you said, you could definitely tell the factions that are coming. Interesting move getting Lenos out of there. Obviously, he didn't want to be there, so he wanted to be off in the seas doing whatever he wanted to do. So I was a little confused at first, like why they started the sword battle, but then I forgot. They wanted the witness, so that was a good move. But yeah, it was good. It'd be interesting to see how Viserys handles this now with kind of his daughter and brother kind of taking the side of the Targaryens and basically the Targaryens and the Valerians. And then on the other side it'll be Alicent and her dad and that crew, right?
Yeah, and they were saying that the next episode the king dies, but apparently they're kind of keeping it a secret while the queen makes her moves to get certain things in place. So there's gonna be a lot of chess pieces coming up. So
yeah, yep. And then you got that freaking rat Larys, aka Littlefoot, still scheming.
Well, yeah, he's scheming I feel like the princess's or the queen's father's scheming as well.
Oh, big time.
There's a lot of schemesters going on, man.
Oh yeah.
And then not to mention, I feel like there's more other people that are going to get introduced soon that's going to change some things up. So.
Yep.
And then we still haven't seen the Night King either. So.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because I wondered that whole time frame of because remember they showed in Game of Thrones when he how he came about. I wonder what the time frame of that is as far as how it relates to this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But definitely looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had the big Black Panther 2 trailer drop. If you haven't, tickets are on sale now. If you haven't, go get your tickets. I placed my ticket order today. Gonna go check that out on that Saturday. But I'm definitely looking forward to this. This is most anticipated Marvel movie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most anticipated franchises or sequels on the franchises as well. Even though there's no Chadwick Boseman, still a lot on this movie that's going forward. That's gonna be relevant as far as some of the Easter eggs, so to say. as far as like who's behind what in this movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to checking that out, man. And then next year's gonna be a great year. I mean, man, Marvel's about to just take all my money, man. This is like the stuff we waited as kids for, and we're getting this before we passed away. So definitely looking forward to checking all this stuff out. Then I think that's it, man. I started The Devil in Ohio. I'm trying to think what else.
Yeah, that one's weird for sure.
Yeah, the girl's weird.
Yeah, I got like 3 episodes and haven't gone back yet.
Yeah, I think I'm on episode 4 or
yeah.
So, but it's kind of one of those background shows. I got it playing in the background. I'm doing little stuff. It's not really one of those that you're like got to be locked in to watch. But I'm definitely looking to check out some horror stuff. That being that it's October, so I'll keep you posted if I find anything else good.
Awesome.
Then I think that's pretty much it, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.